Hi, my name is Gwen. Welcome to episode 7. Today we're going to discuss revenue engines or automating and rethinking outbound sales models. Some companies do buy a massive list of emails, write a generic template, and then says, hi, first name. And then they hit send and pray for 1% conversion rate. So it's essentially just generating spam, and buyers have now become completely immune to it. So an enterprise agentic swarm breaks this model completely because you're taking a look at perhaps a true digital colleague that does not view sales as a static script. Actually, it's an opportunity to learn, and it views it as a dynamic conversation and the means of getting more intelligence. So when you're talking about a systemic intelligent growth agent that targets a potential client, it behaves exactly like an elite, highly paid human SDR. So first, the human reads the Times' recent LinkedIn activity, for example. Then it can read a company's latest press releases. You can even take a look at industry trends outside and parses all of this data and dynamically generates a hyper-personalized email based on a highly specific, timely business trigger that's not necessarily linked only just through one point of contact. You're talking multiple pieces of research. And this is kind of the basis of some of the best top tier sales operators that organizations recognize. So the real magic happens also when the prospect replies because they understood that somebody, a system, intelligently took the time to understand what they're looking for. So if the prospect replies with an objection saying they don't have a budget for migration right now, a traditional static email sequence then just breaks down. But an agentic swarm can thrive in this situation because the agent can read the email, understand the specific objection, and checks for perhaps a moment in time in the future and formulates a brilliant follow-up to that. So by integrating directly with your CRM, the swarm builds a continuous feedback loop. It tracks exactly when arguments lead to book meetings. It tracks when things are not gelling with the prospect and which arguments lead to unsubscribes, perhaps. So it continuously tweaks its own sales approach based upon who you're trying to speak to and what you're trying to achieve. So if you're talking about a company, even if you're a small startup, about a GTM strategy, or if you're a large enterprise trying to validate a new product, this system is kind of evolved for that process. So in the next episode, we're going to take a look at the neural lock, or how do you keep control of what is an intelligent, growing, systemic entity?